Hello, my name's David Morgan, and I'm sat here at Oxford Learning Solutions, and we've got this system, EasyRead, which has been teaching people to read all around the world. So I want to give you a little bit of background as to how that is, and so that you can understand where we're coming from. So I'm 53. Back in my youth, one of my earliest memories is struggling to read, and I really know what that feels like. But I was lucky because what 1 in 5 children doesn't learn to read, and I was right on the edge of that, I think, but managed to sort of scrape through and really forgot about it until I saw my children struggling to read so much. Not all of them. Some found it easy, some found it hard. And then in the late 90s, I helped set up a charity in the prison system here in the UK, getting prison inmates to teach each other to read. Seemed like a good idea, and it worked really well. And what we saw, which was really interesting for me, is how quickly some of them were learning to read, despite years at school. And this really baffled me. So we started looking at why children were struggling, and started working on new ideas. And the thing we came up with is trainer text. So you can see a little bit of an example here of trainer text. We got the words gas, has, was. Gas is simple. It's a very regular word. And if you're taught phonics at school, you've got g, as, and you can work out gas. Was is a quite different matter. It's a very irregular word. And if you've taught a child to read, you've almost certainly see them struggling with was time and time again. But now you've got the ant in pink pants is gone, but you've got the octopus, who octopus instead above the A. So the child can see that and go, wa. And then you've got the zooter above the S, and so it's was. And just by doing that routinely, each day for 5 or 10 minutes, what we find is that somewhere between, sometimes just 20 or 30 sessions, but usually about 80 or 90 sessions, the child is starting to decode naturally with their normal reading without the images there. Obviously that's a critical thing. So what we do is we push the children through that process with a bunch of games, bit of fun each day, and there we go. We started doing that in 2008. We found actually that it wasn't quite that simple, because there are multiple different reasons for a child to struggle to read. So we've spent many years working on that, trying to understand every difficulty a child has, and then bringing elements to our process as a solution to each of those. It's a combination of diagnosis, of seeing the signs of a problem, and then bringing that solution in for that child when it's needed. And so we've gone from getting the majority of children reading well, which is already good, because a lot of the time we were working with children who had struggled for many years before, often trying lots of different things. So now we got to the point where we can really teach every child to read to a good degree. So that's where we're at. We can deliver that to anywhere in the world across the internet. The system adjusts for your dialect, so you'll see, I'm English, but we've got lots of Americans, Australians, Canadians, New Zealanders, South Africans, all using it successfully. So I hope you'll give it a go. We effectively never fail now. That's a dangerous thing to say in this environment, because children vary so much. And so I'm not saying we've got a magic wand, but if a child is able to learn to read, we will teach them to read. And we don't see people with dyslexia struggling with it. In fact, we don't see any difference between the people who have been diagnosed as dyslexic and those that haven't. It's all about understanding the neurological issues behind it. What I'm going to do is quickly give you a tour around the office now, so you can see the rest of the team, at least who's here today. In fact, the team's quite small today, but you can have a look where we are and get a feel for us. So here we got Maddie. She's doing a lot of support, working on our communications and our marketing, and so she's been with us for a few months now. And then let me get And we got Matt. Matt has been the master of code. He's created a lot of the games that we use. So any child doing Easy Read has had direct contact with Matt through the system. And then James is normally here, but he's laid in today, so he's just an empty chair. And then we've got our kitchen at the back where copious amounts of tea appears. And then, of course, you can give us a call at any time, send us an email, send us a message. We're real people, we're here to help, so don't hold back, because that way we can get the right solution for every child who needs it.